About foliar spraying, you know, doing supplemental feeding for your IPM, you know, coating your girls with enzymes, probiotics, beneficial microbes, um, you know, taking preventative care. So if you look at my video list, you can see that I do a lot of IPM. Um, I use the chapping sprayer, and I do, and even for repairing and healing, I do my olive oil spraying after super cropping or extreme training, so I could help it repair the cellular tissue on the plant for fast recovery, and it won't go under stress, or it won't get stunted at all. So if you look at a lot of my videos, I use a lot of IPM and a lot of supplemental feeding, and I pump a lot. So it's time consuming, right? So I made a list. So pretty much it's the three topmost time, energy, and life force, meaning work, uh, things that partake in the garden. So number one is hand trimming, you know, with scissors. This trim gel, you know, that takes, and it's not fun, it's not cool, and it's tedious work. So it's a lot of manual labor, and so for harvesting time. So that's number one. The number one is hand trimming, a lot of manual labor. Number two, heavy defoliation, defoliating and removing the fan leaves, the mature leaves. So that's a lot of, yet again, manual labor. And then number three, foliar spraying or foliar feeding, you know, that requires, yet again, manual labor. So, you know, either it could be for supplementally feeding, or for your IPM regimen, or yet again for healing and repairing your plant cellular tissue after extreme training, like super cropping and so on. Okay, and so these are the three things that take the most time. And I do a lot of foliar spraying, so that's why I developed this concept, this idea, and it's gonna consist of various different components and different engineering and different yeah, it's just a combination of various ideas and concepts to make this work, to make it a complete system. Okay, so I'm gonna send you guys the links. Okay, and this is I subscribe to the LED Gardener, and he made this video on this DIY automated garden system. Okay.
My DIY makes an experiment system that keeps my nutrients nice.
So I'm gonna send you guys the links, and you guys can check it out. But pretty much, it's these concepts. So, for example, it's having a system. Okay, so having that in mind, and that's using magnetism to stir the nutrients. You know, so that'll be one way of like having like the actual system. Like this is like the main brains, or the main the meat and the potatoes. And as far as the rest of the components, so the system will be incorporating a dry fog, you know, aeroscience. So
foliar feeding, dry fog is extremely efficient at coating the leaf surface. So dry fog nozzles can be used in the greenhouse to automate the foliar spread process. And the number one use I see for dry fog is
So yeah, so that's gonna be one of the devices um, that's gonna be needed to diffuse or pretty much spread whatever ingredient you're gonna use. You know, whether if it's gonna be the amazing Dr. Science, Lost Coast Plant Therapy, um, Pure Crop One, Power SI Control. Um, you can use this device to pretty much distribute it throughout the whole garden and saturate your whole foliage throughout your plant matter. And also another thing, another technology is what the soft beverages, the soft drink dispensers. Like for example, it's like what I call like the Tesla model that pretty much can do various combinations.
that usually sees up to 12 different drinks with up to 4 bonus shots, pouring more than 130 possible drink combinations.
So, you know, giving you that possibility of mixing and combining, you can also combine your different nutrient or your different products of your IPM, you know, and then program exactly how many mils you want each product to be put into the solution or the mix for that specific application. So, and another example is this one, the Coca-Cola one that has like just a diversity and a full spectrum of different flavors. So I think that there's no limitation. So you can do your whole nutrient lines. You could do your IPM. You could do your two different type of IPM. You could do like your supplemental feeding, and then you could do your actual for pests and and control, and then one for moldu, and then one for your macro and your micronutrients. You know, your base and your supplemental. So so pretty much that will allow you to have the flexibility in all the options and touchscreen and just incorporating all the technology that exists, today in 2022. So pretty much just having the ability to mix and combine and get different flavors, and I think you can incorporate this technology and this software, the hardware and the software, into this new system, that you guys can formulate. Because also, I used to work for McDonald's and Subway, and I remember that we had to change these syrup containers, for the soft drink dispensers, and like I said, you can use the same concept, the same technology, but instead of being syrup, is the nutrient bottles, right? Or the different, whatever you're gonna use, as for your supplemental feeding. So, in order to use Marvin beverage like beverage syrup, or the food integrated beverage dispenser, you will need to install a compatible adapter. To do this, open the flap of the syrup box and reach inside to pour out the cap. Close the top with the syrup. So yes, I remember me having to swap these and change them when it was coming out white and all that stuff. And also, another thing that's going to be part of the system is having some type of oscillating fan that does the 8 figure, the infinity. So it goes up and down. So it literally covers the bottom and the top of the of your plants. So you know, a fan that obviously does the figure 8, that will come through, and then like a really good model or company that's making a good design, is the AC Infinity, the new clip fans for the grow tins. So the thing is that what I was thinking, which is cool about, you guys can incorporate
AC Infinity as well. I'll clip it onto the side of the fence, pressing the button to turn it on. You can see they have lights up on the different speeds.
you guys can incorporate
6 times before the speed sticks.
um,
That pressing 11 times. I'll put a link down there as well.
these two fans on opposite end, right, and of the grow tent. And the thing is that let's see if I could probably find something now. Okay, so the thing is that you will have the fan, and then you will have the atomizer, right, the dry fog, the little dispenser, the jet dispenser, attached somewhere inside of or behind the fan. And then with the fan it'll be blowing it with with more pressure, because as it is, the fog, it's already dispensing with force, with pressure, and including with the force and the velocity of the wind speed of the fan, then that will increase it. But then this, if it oscillates as a figure 8, then you can cover both sides of the plant, but that's why you need two fans, one on this pole and then the other pole.
I'll put a link down there as well.
So that's pretty much will consist of the system. You know, as for the grow tent growers, these type of fans that you can attach to the pole, and they oscillate and everything. And the thing is that they do the figure 8, right? Yeah, so they do the figure 8 when they oscillate up and down, so they could pretty much cover and saturate the whole plant. And like I said, have it in opposite ends, so you could cover the whole plant. And remember, make it touchscreen and be able to mix and combine. And then having a way that you can incorporate all your nutrient regimen, your whole nutrient lines and everything you're incorporating into your feeding for your whole grow. And yeah, there's just different examples, and obviously using this technology, dry fog, and this is through Monster Garden. So, and the thing is that I'm gonna give you guys a bonus. The cool thing about this, so because I'm looking at this, and also you can use it for humidification, right? The dry fog. So instead of, okay, so this is the plus, because now it has multiple applications. You can use it for aeroponics, that's the most effective. Number 2, foliar feeding. Number 3, humidification. 4, evap cooling for your AC, so it'll keep the temperature cooler. And then to sterilize, you can sterilize everything. And then to prevent, to keep down, to suppress dust and smell, So when I saw the humidification, I'm like, well, growers, some growers use humidifiers and dehumidifiers, both, the ones that add humidification and the ones that take away, reduce that moisture in the air, right? So instead of owning and purchasing a humidifier, if you own this technology, the new system, it eliminates that extra cost and the electricity of running it throughout the whole future, as throughout your growth. Because now you're killing two birds in one stone. You can add humidification, and the humidification is not just going to be plain water. Whatever growers or people add to their humidifiers, when they fill them up, it could be tap water, reverse osmosis waters, or bottled water, that they buy from the supermarket or the store. So it eliminates all that, and now you can actually humidify and supplement feeding, because that system is connected to all your nutrient bottles, right? So now you're not just adding humidity, but you're adding humidity and you're supplemental feeding your garden, your girls, or your plants. So that's why I think this system will revolutionize and change the game and force the competition and different companies and products to make changes. So like I said, and that's one plus, as far as I'm looking here. Okay, and but you can look at all the videos. I'm gonna send you guys the links of everything that we went through, and with time you can study it and observe and just look at what I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, so those are the benefits. Okay, now the benefits. It's automation. Number one. Number two, lower your labor costs. 3, it reduces employee health risk, which that's a big cost. And then number 4, your IPM costs, it reduces. 5, your newts and foliar costs. 6, plant health increases. And number 7, control your vapor pressure deficit. And also this helps with BPD, and yeah, so that's a big plus. So ultimately, that's my suggestion, making a system that will incorporate all of these different things to make that automated system. All right, that's it.